I just see in the title, I think everyone saw that coming sooner or later, but sadly it's finally here, and seems like Britain is starting this sooner than everyone else. British police arrest people for carrying cash by Tousi TV channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's watch it.
Policing in Britain continues to be absolutely ridiculous, mostly because police officers don't even know their own laws. In this video, we're going to show you a clip, and it's very important to see because the police continues to arrest people in the United Kingdom for carrying cash. Yes, because they've been told out of context a few years ago we have a law in place that the police can seize cash in case you're doing money laundering or drugs without knowing the details.
But in case you're doing money laundering or drugs, but how you determine that? Like, who has the power to say if that is true or not? If that's really the case or not? Like, this is crazy because you put this in the hands of police officers like her that are clearly biased, and we can just tell by her face, yes, pattern recognition acting right now here on my British cells, okay? But yeah, it's my opinion, and it cannot end up being good or well, and this is what happens. It's not even the only problem, but it's not just about not having clear laws. It's the absurd absurd quantity of laws that are being always created by congressmen all the time. Imagine all these police officers having to adapt all the time to all the law changes and needing to get updated all this entire time to all of this stuff. There is that as well. So it's partially their fault because they have to interpret all of this, but some of them really try to do their best, the best in their part to use this in good, like, for good things, for good job, like to make things right, and others like potentially like her. I don't know. It's just my pattern recognition acting here. Are not making a correct use of them. And of course, I'm not saying that the laws are even made to be made for good use as well, because most of the times that they create laws, more and more laws, that is already a problem by itself. There are most of the times laws that will destroy and make life harder, even harder for all of us. So yeah. That is it's a chain. It's a literal chain of disgrace. It's a chain of disgrace, really. And I guess I will use this on the thumbnail.
Of the actual legislation. This is completely fascinating. This police officer, I'm going to show you the video, is saying, you don't know the law, I know the law. I actually feel sorry for the police because they have to keep up to date with all these stupid laws that politicians come up with every 10 minutes. And they're all confused. Nobody knows exactly what they're doing. For example, before you show you this, people have been defending the police. Someone said on social media, it's correct, that's been the law for decades. If you're carrying a large amount of cash, money,
it's even worse that if that's a law for decades, like if this is a law for so long in this country, why just now people are being arrested for doing actually nothing, just for having cash, but actually not being part of like money laundering or etc. Like they just have cash. Why just now? Like why this law is being misused right now? But of course, the problem of laws like this is exactly that. Like they are badly written, and I don't know. We can discuss here if it's on purpose or not. For me, I always assume the worst on the government. They leave these breaches to be used like at their will. In my country, this is so common and often that I will not even describe here. You guys are pretty much aware of all of the evil stuff that happens here already, I guess.
And you're unable to account for how you got it, it will be seized. Pretty simple, really. It's not really. I'm going to show you the video.
I think the only reason why my country didn't abolish it money completely yet is because my own politicians use paper money to do money laundry. Uh, that's it. I think this is the only reason why they didn't started arresting people for having money on paper yet.
But before we do that, let's talk about the legislation very quickly. All right, Section 294 of POCA allows seizure of cash only if the officer has reasonable ground for...
The reason why I think this type of stuff is happening now on Britain is because probably the politicians, the people in government is doing money laundering using bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies now, so they don't need to do that using paper money anymore. So now that they don't need this to make money laundering anymore, they will just starting arrest people for having money on paper, because the ones that can launder money is the government.
Suspecting it was stolen or for use in crime. Courts have determined that possession alone is not a reasonable grounds. Angus versus United Kingdom Border Agency was the perfect precedent. Now, the police are wrong. Let's quickly go to the video.
Yeah, we're on bail. You don't know the law. You don't have to have drugs or have your money seized. You don't have to be involved in a crime.
You do?
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know the law. You don't know the law.
A UK police officer claims that
It's like what, 1,000 euros? 1,000? I don't know that. I don't know that symbol. I think it's euros, right? Yeah. So it's like it would be around like 5, maybe 6,000. I don't know the price now. Around 5-6,000 BRL here in my country.
carrying over £1,000 in cash is grounds for money laundering. Sounds ridiculous, right? But what unfolds next takes an even more surreal turn.
We have an amount of money that you can have in cash in my country, but even converted in my country money, like in BRL, it's still way higher than the quantity that this guy has. I don't remember if it's 50,000 BRL that you can have in paper money, I guess. I don't remember. I saw something once about that, but I don't remember quite well.
And trust me, you're not prepared for how quickly this escalates. It all begins with a simple...
And it's not like you cannot have more, but the government needs to know about the money that you have on paper at your home. If you declare that to the government, you're okay to have it.
Simple, reasonable question. On what grounds are you seizing my money? But the response? Alarming.
And of course, pay the correct taxes for that as well.
The officers don't reference any evidence. No crime, no drugs, just the amount of cash. Their logic? If you're not employed and have more than £1,000 on you, they can take it. That's it. No further justification. Just cash and suspicion. The man stays composed but firm. He challenges them, asks under what law they're acting. Suddenly
You know what is the difference about being a tax to a country to being robbed by one? Is for me both are still being robbed, okay? But at least in the countries where you see that are always decreasing in number now and becoming fewer and fewer, but the countries that you pay taxes and you see those taxes being reverted to actual society, to make things better and all. It's not like you will be happy, but will more likely accept and being okay, nice. At least it's going somewhere and not like corrupt politicians' pockets through money laundering, etc. Or like pretty much very like concerning stuffs that we didn't ask it for that they are doing with taxpayer money. But the difference of you being robbed blind is when you pay tax in my country. Like in countries like mine, for example. When you don't see your money going to anyone and anywhere else. Oh my goodness, sorry. That is not like the politicians' pockets and that's all. That's all it is. And they have the most incredible creative ways of taking your money out of you with huge amount of taxes that grows more and more every single day we have a fewer new ones that will start to being asked from us, asked, quote unquote, asked, demanded from us starting in 2026, as if we didn't have already the most absurd taxes in the entire world. But yeah, it will still be higher in the beginning of the next year, if in case you guys want to know. Yeah, you can trust that. But I forgot what I was, so let's get back to the video. To the video.
The officers start scrambling. Their answers loop in circles. They can't cite a crime because there isn't one. Instead, they shift tactics. We don't need drugs to seize your money. And that's when the situation takes a darker turn. They decide to detain him. Why? For a drug search. Still no evidence. Still no probable cause. But now he's being taken in because he dared to understand his rights better than they did. Then the female officer arrives and everything changes.
It's the same that happens here. It's exactly the same that happens here. Okay, it's usually here they want you to pay something like, to get some cash, like I don't know, 100, maybe 200 BOL and give to them, so they will release you to. You don't need to go to to jail anymore, or to sheriff department, the equivalent of sheriff department here, and etc. They just forget that as if nothing happens. So they make all this pressure, and as you can see, like, my country have so many exquisite laws that you're always wrong. They just need to select some things that you never, like, there is no way that you can be 100% protected from these people, from police officers. And that's why I started like hating a lot then, because of that, to be honest. I wasn't like that until like 5, maybe 6 years before, but I started seeing many things involving them in my IRL life with parents and friends and etc. Stuffs like this and worse, and I just started hating them because it's like I said, it's not the minority. In my country, it's even worse. It's like the majority of cops are like that. The majority, I believe, that are still a few good ones, and I feel bad for them. But the majority is always corrupt. I don't know about Britain, but here this is the situation. And they would just make whatever they can, and they always find something. And if you really didn't have anything because they have public faith, they can just like grab some grams of some drug and put on your car and decided that they found that in your car, and you're over. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you never use it. It doesn't matter if you're not involved. It doesn't matter if you were always a right person. You will be condemned to like a bad person, a drug dealer, or etc. And that's it. It's over.
She doesn't de-escalate. She intensifies the pressure. The intimidation ramps up. And if you think it can't get worse, keep watching. You'll see just how quickly your rights can be twisted when laws are vague and unchecked authority is at play.
Back it up because there's cash in the car. There's over £1,000 to be seized.
Yeah, no, it's mine. Seizing it for.
Yeah, over £1,000 you can seize it. About money laundering, anything over £1,000.
Money laundering.
But if you can prove that it's yours, whatever, it's no problem.
Does it too?
But he's just going to check.
So what grounds are you using for money laundering?
You just anyone over £1,000 you can have, because if you haven't got a valid reason to have it, you don't work, you have £1,000.
You don't have to have a reason to hold money.
Well, we can seize it and we can investigate why you've got £1,000 cash, and then you can, and you can, if you can prove it, you just get it back.
Yeah.
But you're obviously, it's an investigation. We'll have to get interviews about it.
Why are you investigating?
Why you've got £1,000.
There's no law against saying anything like you can't have £1,000.
Well,
you've got to have a reason to investigate
it. Yeah, well, we believe that you £1,000.
What do you believe?
I believe that it's linked to drugs myself.
Oh, do you? And what grounds have you got to believe that?
Well, that's what we'll investigate, won't it? We're going to sit you down and get
drugs. Have you found any drugs?
Over £1,000. If you've got over £1,000 in your car, we can seize that under money laundering.
If I have drugs on me,
No, you can seize any of that. That's
You
a different.
can't.
No, that's a proceeds of crime act. That's a different. That's a proceeds of crime.
Do you understand what an act is?
So but if you had drugs on you now, the money would be seized as part of the drug dealing
Yeah, but
proceeds
there's
of
no
crime.
drugs,
This is
so
money.
you've got
Yeah,
no
no,
excuse,
this is
you've
money
got no
laundering.
grounds.
No, we
You've got
can't
to have
seize it for
reasonable
you to
grounds.
prove why you got £1,000.
I don't have to prove anything. You have to prove
no,
that
you
I've done
don't.
something wrong. You
No, you
do.
don't.
Innocent shall prove
Okay,
innocent.
we'll take it, and then you can discuss all that later, can't we? We'll give you your Form A's. Don't worry about it. We'll all get investigated. That's if you got over £1,000. You might not even have over £1,000. That's why we can't seize it.
It's roughly about £1,000.
Well, we'll find out now, won't we? How much?
875.
There you go, it's not over £1,000. But if it's over £1,000,
I don't know
you
the
could-
law, study law. You know,
Oh yeah,
8
well
years,
you'll know then over £1,000 we can seize it. You know that then, don't you?
Yeah, I know that.
So
Yeah.
we can
This
seize
is
it,
so
and then
ridiculous.
you have
This
to.
is so
you have to
we
have
can't.
reasonable
No, we don't.
grounds
We
to
can
seize
seize
it. If you
£1,000.
find drugs, right,
We don't-
or
no,
anything
they're not
connected
drugs.
with
You don't have
crime,
to- no, you don't have
listen,
to,
it's
you
got
don't
to
have
be a
to.
crime.
You don't have to.
Listen,
You
I'm
don't
not
have to.
arguing with you. Go
We're
on,
on
you carry
film.
on.
This is
You don't know the law.
disgusting.
You
I
don't
do.
have to
Oh, I
have. You don't
do.
have to have drugs to have your money seized. You don't have to be involved in a crime.
You do?
No, you
You
don't.
can't
No,
seize
you
anything.
don't. You don't know the law. You don't know the law.
You
Go
don't
home.
like say the
You
Bill of
don't.
Rights.
Go home.
No more
Go home and
questions.
study the
No more
law.
questions.
Because I'm saying that
I've
on
been studying
camera.
law for
You
8
do
years.
not know the law.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to
look
have
it up and
drugs.
you'll find
You
yourself
don't.
incorrect.
No, you were incorrect and you look very silly. I hope you show all your friends. I hope you post it on Facebook
So
and all
stop
so everyone
waving
can
your hands
say.
about. You might catch me in the eye.
I'm not going to catch you in the eye.
Well, you're swinging
But
your
what
hands
I'm
around.
saying is,
You're
you
acting
don't know
like
the
a
law.
crazy lady.
So when you go
You're
home,
acting like
when
a
you go
crazy
home,
lady.
you
You're
research the
acting
law.
like a crazy lady.
You don't know the law.
You don't
do
know
not
the
know
law.
the law.
You haven't got a
No.
clue what you're enforcing.
I've been in
You
a job
haven't got a
17
clue.
years. You haven't
Yeah,
got a clue.
you're enforcing
You've
policy.
not got a clue.
Enforcing
So no,
policy which is against the law.
No, you don't know.
No, I do. Trust me.
Embarrassed when you find out.
Oh, you will be embarrassed when you find out.
This is so disgusting. My God.
So where's that money? She put it back. Oh, she got it.
Your wallet?
Yeah, can I have that look?
I don't know what to say anymore. Like, I said enough, I guess.
You're going to come with us, mate. We're going to have to move your car, though. Have you got the car key on you?
Yeah.
We're going to have to move the car for you. Okay. You're going to be coming in for a drug search, okay? For you detained at the moment. We'll take you down to the Wheel Custody Suite. It's all on camera, obviously. We'll do a drug search with you. If you're negative, then obviously you'll be released. If you're not negative, then we'll have to go with it in other ways, okay?
All right. The reason I showed you, I
is
told
so
you about
surreal.
the actual context of the law before the video was this. Because if I had shown you the video, a lot of people emotionally would be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, the police, they just, have to just decide on the spot without actually having any real evidence for any money laundering or any drug activities, some sort of evidence. That's why I had to explain the context beforehand. Also, let's not forget that in the United Kingdom right now, obviously, I understand that a lot of people are still facing a cost of living crisis and everything else like this, but because of inflation, because of everything else, £1,000 cash carrying it is not a lot of money compared to 2002 when they came up with these sort of ideas. Now, if you're carrying £10,000 and there is some sort of suspicions that you have been in certain activities, absolutely the police has every right to investigate that. But right now, the whole thing is a completely bit of a mess, and people need to know their rights. That's why actually we've come up with an idea. Now that we're back from Israel and we've been working on our documentary in Israel, we're going to be adding more things to Tousi TV Plus, our independent platform, which you can find here, tousi.tv. One of the original Tousi TV
Even if it was 10,000, I still find ridiculous.
Plus series that we're going to work on now is called Know Your Rights.
They want always more control, to the point that we cannot even breathe anymore. Even on internet, we cannot have any level of freedom anymore. I wonder to where all this is going. What is gonna be our future, I mean, I know I say this quite often, but I'm always genuinely think, what's gonna be our future if things are so terrible and not showing any sign of getting better? I wonder how things gonna be like in more 5 years or so, It's really concerning.
And we're going to do this, obviously we're going to put it on tousi.tv. The link is also in the description. I think a lot of people need to understand exactly what rights they have and what rights they don't have when you're encountering the police. People need to understand if the police is approaching you or if the state in general trying to bully you, in what situation is the police and the state right, and in what situation are you right? Because a lot of times they just scare you off and people just surrender their right. You need to know your rights. Anyway, well, we're going to keep you guys posted on all this nonsense, and as I said, we're going to work on this new series on Tousi TV+. Thank you so much.
Because usually, for example, in my country, always when you try to go on and talk to them about your laws and etc., things escalate badly, very quickly. You have no idea of the power of the police officers have on us here. You have no idea. They can do literally anything they want. Anything they want and not be responsible.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mathew Tousi, and we are the media.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox style members, Heath Rowell, Wallen Wolf, Fenny Sylvy, and Zalost, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very, very much. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. But that's it. Another terrible video, I guess, for another terrible situation. In another day in this terrible country, in this terrible world, evil world. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for my bad mood. Hey, I've been like that since I woke up today. And I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and engage with the video somehow. Subscribe. I mean, YouTube is being very bad and mean to me, so yeah, help me out there. Oh, I don't know, honestly. Honestly, maybe my content is just not that good. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm getting to what's the word again? It's cocky. I don't know. Maybe my content's not good enough to push the algorithm anymore. Maybe I don't know. Maybe people got tired of this. I don't know what's going on, but things are not good to me. Okay. Here on the channel and as well in the country as well. Anything, everything. So yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all guys in the next one. Bye.